Hello, good afternoon and welcome here to Service FM Stadium in Jeps Cross for the RAA NPLSA All-Stars versus Adelaide United, the second consecutive year of this friendly between the NPL select sides and the Adelaide United men's side as they fully go into their pre-season ahead of another A-League men's campaign. An end of a season for the NPL players, although with a few of those Metro Stars players still having the Australian Championship to come as well. I'm your commentator for this one, Seb O'Neill, as both sides walk out, led by refereeing staff, joined by Simon Jimenez. Simon, lovely to have you alongside me for a gloomy afternoon in terms of the weather.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be with you. It's a fun fixture, this one. I've been really looking forward to it. The sort of pressure feels like it was on last week with the finals on, but this one's just about having a good time. And I think even for the players as well, with the season proper done, now they can just come out. I guess it's a little bit more critical for Adelaide United with the fact the season's still upcoming, but you know, it's a fun game. It's in support of a great cause, so in for an exciting afternoon.
Also with us up in commentary is Vinko Stanisic, Adelaide United player. Vinko, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm really looking forward to seeing football on display today from both sides, and let's hope to see a good game from both teams today.
Yes, the All-Stars yet to win in this fixture. The first one of these technically happening back in 2019 for the SA bushfire appeal, but brought back last year, in which the Adelaide United side had a pretty convincing 5-0 win. Only one goal scored in this fixture for the All-Stars by Yohai Matsumoto back in 2019. Of course, now with West Torrens, Burkalla. We'll look at the starting lineups for both sides, starting with the All-Stars team. Most of the All-Stars are consisting of the team of the year. In goal, having Daniel Margusha, back four of Noah Smith, Noah McNamara, Bolma Poor and Jackson Walls, a midfield three of Lorenzo Baselli, Hamish Gow and Diego Oliveira, and a front three of Lewis Laurie Latanzio, Hamish McCabe and Jaden Labar. So a very exciting team, Simon, after what we've seen in this year's NPL. Yeah,
that was one of the things I was really looking forward to this week, just seeing how the players lined up. And we got a good spread of players from different clubs. I guess they've heavily drawn on Metro Stars, and that includes for the coach as well. But, you know, for Metros, they've been playing, well, in each fixture they've been playing this year, they've been sort of seeing the quality that they're up against, and, you know, just being able to pick the different players from each side to just come up with this team. It's something exciting. So looking forward to what they can come up with.
For the Adelaide United side, their first time for quite a bit in public after having a pre-season trip over to Melbourne. In goal, the new Dutch goalkeeper Joshua Smits, a back four of Ryan Kiddo, Fazo Kasumovic, Bart Vreens and Dylan Parias, Alagic and Luke Duzel in midfield, and Yadu Cooley, Craig Goodwin, Austin Ayubi and Panache Madana up front for the Reds. Our refereeing staff, Regis Queflek, with assistant referees Nick Elligan and Dion Turner, with fourth official Liam Miller. Of course, three of those staff officiating in the NPL Grand Final not too long ago now.
Just while we get ready, Vic, I'm curious to hear from you, because it's been a big NPL season for the young Reds, and as you're getting ready for the A-League season, talk us through a little bit what it's been like for yourself, just, I guess, trying to maybe wind down, deload a little bit, but getting ready to go again for the A-League. You know, talk us through that challenge.
Yeah, that transitioning period's always hard, coming from the back end of the NPL season into the A-League pre-season, but I think myself, along with a few other boys like Satiri, Ryan, have handled it pretty well, Harry Crawford as well. After all, we are young, and it's our responsibility to do the right things off the pitch to keep our body intact and be able to give our best every day for the club.
You guys are a really professional outfit, we can see from the games that you've played all year. But does it add an extra level once you do see these really seasoned pros come in? You know, Goodwin's one example that comes straight to mind. Do you find that adds another element to that?
Yeah, look, it definitely is always a bit of an eye-opener for us younger boys and some of the other senior boys who are already been in the squad for a while now. When players like Craig come in, someone who's, you know, scored against France in the World Cup, played all around the world, and for Adelaide United as well in the past, and just to see his quality, it's truly amazing to see what he's capable of, and just how big of a leader he is as well for myself and a lot of the younger boys in the team.
we get underway here at Service FM Stadium. Adelaide United taking kick-off in their home kit, and already a loose ball, which has been given straight away to Jaden Labasso up against the opposite number 7 in Ryan Kiddo. Makes it to the byline, in which Kiddo is able to retrieve.
Labasso had the Jets on in that case. He's had a few weeks off, given Comets sort of had the early season exit, not taking part in finals, so he'd be ready and raring to go. I think even after finals, you get that feeling after the week, you're like, all right, when do we get to, you know, take part in another game? So given that he's missed out in a few weeks, he's probably feeling it even more, by trying to get some early involvement.
Comets did have their awards night last night. One joint best and fairest with goalkeeper Daniel Vaughan. Not in the All-Stars squad, of course, but certainly one of many spectacular goalkeepers we've had in the NPL this year, including the two we have today, in Daniel Vaughan starting, Daniel Margush starting, sorry, and Cody Ostrike on the bench. Early on the ball here for Noah McNamara of Metro Stars. First few touches for Joshua Smits in goal, the new goalkeeper, joining from Die Graafschap over in the Dutch second division, also formerly of Bodø Glimt in Norway, even having a few second division titles with Almere and Nek Nijmegen over in the Netherlands. A very experienced goalkeeper. Certainly what the Reds need at the moment, you think, as we see an early opportunity forward for Panache Madana. His cross just goes all the way over the top and will roll out for the throw.
Curious to hear from you again, Vinko, in terms of the NPL players that you come up against all year long. Are there any particular names that you're watching for the All-Stars that you think has a particular spark that you really look forward to seeing in action?
Yeah, look, when I look around the pitch, I think in every position there, every player's an exciting one, and here we go now. Noah Smith on the ball, for example, a former A-League player, just shows his quality, even playing in the NPL. But it's not just him, it's also players like Hamish Gow, just how he's able to, you know, dictate a game on his own, especially for Metro, and other players like Lorenzo Baselli, who is my close friend. And yeah, it's good to see how well he's done this year, and I think he's also played a pivotal role in that White City team. And I look forward to seeing what every player in this All-Stars team can do next year.
We're talking about Lorenzo Baselli before kickoff today, Seb. He's a character that you like talking to a lot. He's had some involvement with local media as well, so you know, not only his impact on the pitch, but also just, I guess, getting involved with the local football community, something that you really love to see as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Made himself at home in Adelaide.
Throw in here for the All-Stars will be taken by Jackson Walls, captain of Metro Stars. Puts it to the captain of the All-Stars today, Diego Santos de Oliveira, the captain of Para Hills Knights as well, who survived relegation on the final day, Simon, I'm sure you remember fondly.
Yeah, I have to be on comms that particular day, so I think that's one I can't forget. Probably one of the players that was under the radar a little bit all year, just, you know, given that they weren't the clubs that were up there. But yeah, wearing the captain's armband today and showing a bit of leadership with some other very experienced players.
Hamish Gow on this corner, and Smits able to capture easily enough as the rain does start to fall down a little bit here. Has been almost threatening all morning and afternoon that we've been here, including during the A-League Women's game just before this.
And it's got a habit of, well, of staying away till kickoff.
It's not a bad idea from Duzel. Doesn't make it the whole way over. Craig Goodwin putting in a challenge. Great to see him back here in Adelaide for the Reds. Sure, especially also looking for that World Cup spot next year over in the US, Canada and Mexico, which Australia have qualified for and have a few friendlies to come. Again, the two number 7s battling for that one. Alagich able to clean up with his head. And all the way back between the Dutchman, Vreens and Smits. Fezo Kusumovic starting this afternoon. Hasn't scored a competitive goal in almost 2 years. Of course, if he does score today, it won't be a competitive goal, but certainly one that has shone throughout this NPL season for the youth side. I'm still someone that you enjoy playing alongside with, Vinko.
Yeah, 100%. He's, as you guys probably know, and as the whole of the NPL probably know, he's a great young person and a top player. I think technically on the ball and physically he's really gifted, and he's just such a smart player and someone that I'm always grateful to have playing beside me.
With this matchup, it makes me think back to when Metro hosted Macarthur in the Australia Cup. You sort of see a little bit of a difference between the top NPL side and, you know, Metro Stars have, just with their performance, and obviously with becoming premiers this year, they, you know, it's pretty comfortable to say they are the standout NPL side, but just when they do go up against A-League teams, it's not a huge difference, but it seems to be a consistent difference. You know, just a little bit more sharpness on the A-League players, just a little bit quicker, a little bit faster decision making. But in that instance, despite Metro Stars giving a pretty good account of themselves, you sort of see that's the sort of difference here. And you know, although we've got the cream of the crop as far as NPL talent this afternoon, that's sort of what they're up against.
A challenge in there and a free kick given by a referee.
Yeah, Lorenzo getting stuck in there. I'm sure he'd be wanting to show what he's all about today, so I think that was a perfect example.
7 goals and 3 assists for the Italian since joining FK Beograd this season.
Yeah, I think here comes Dill.
Parias just is slid upon and able to be collected by Noah Smith.
He's class, isn't he? Noah Smith
was featured in the first ever All-Stars game back in 2019 for Adelaide United on the bench. Almost 6 years later now playing for the All-Stars side. Joining another mid-season signing for Adelaide City, and as again Simon, you would attest to, has shone in that side, helping them to climb up to second in the ladder to end the NPL season. Didn't make the grand final against Croydon. Here's Ducouli against Jackson Walls. Has the close option in Kiddo and does use him. Ducouli again. Is familiar with some of these NPL opponents, has had time playing for the Adelaide United NPL side over the past few years, before and after moving over to France.
Just going back to Noah Smith, apologies if you already mentioned that. Of course, there was that individual honour that he got last night as well for Adelaide City. MVP, I believe, was the award that he got, which is pretty amazing considering he's a mid-season signing. But we had a bit of a chat about it. You know, what does it really mean to be MVP? The way I sort of understand it, especially to get that award after, I guess, only being part of the side for so many rounds, is, I guess, it talks to the impact that he's made when coming into the side. So it's huge, and I guess going through an off-season with Adelaide City, it makes you think, what are they going to be able to build with him next year as well?
Here comes Madonna down on that right-hand side, up against Noah Smith. Really battling the both of them, and it will go out for a corner in the end.
Trying to think, Vinko, did you guys play Adelaide City during the later part of the season?
Yeah, we did, and it's definitely a game I don't want to have to go through
again. I do remember that one now. Oh, God.
Yeah, it wasn't a pretty one.
Well done, Simon.
Sorry, I should know that one. I was commentating it.
Nah, that's all good. Over at Oakden, it was a 4-0 loss indeed, and Noah Smith was a player that day that definitely showed his quality and played a role in the win.
Header goes back and falls into the middle for Alagic to go back further to Dylan Parias. Ayubi has Kiddo on the overlapping run, won't be able to make it through Bulmer Port. Probably a surprising season in the best way possible, Simon. Has sort of been one of the best centre-backs all year, almost out of nowhere for Croydon, has Bulmer Port.
He's just solid. Even, I think first time I saw him this year was against Comets when it was early on in the season, first few rounds, and he actually got a red card that game.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I mean, his presence, he's just a brick wall.
Was Mark Gush also sent off against Comets as well? I want to say that same game?
Yes. Yeah. It was an action-packed last part of the game, that one. And, of course, with George Sonis being the first time that he faced his former side that was with, it was probably a little bit extra charge. But, yeah, going back to the point that you originally made, Bulmer Port is just a brick wall. He's a fearsome character, so... Yeah, it's just one of those players that you just feel his presence a little bit, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely someone that gets up in your face after making a heroic block as he does. And, yeah, I think he's been a great player for Croydon this year. He's always been someone that's had the quality, but I think this year he's just really had the opportunity to show it.
As a spectator, I always enjoy that, just a little bit of afters.
100%. It's something that we don't really get in the NPL, and Bulmer Port definitely brings that week in, week out.
Labasso, one of the members of the Team of the Year, was actually featured in the Team of the Year as both a defender and a forward across the years. Smith's very smartly done there.
Just on the topic of that, Vinko, we're talking about when you get the afters from players. One thing I've always wondered watching the young Reds, do you find that you maybe get a little bit extra treatment from the older players than maybe you see the players the same age get? Does that question make any sense to you at all? Do you think? Yeah, I guess I think just watching a younger team that maybe they'd try to target you to put you guys off your game, but you guys, you know, the professionalism's there. But
yeah.
Do you see that from your point of view?
Yeah, that question makes a lot more sense, Simon. Yeah, look, I think it definitely is a common factor, not just because of who we are being a young team. I think it's also just with any team that plays the way we do, you know, keeping the ball, frustrating your opponents, definitely gets them up and about a little bit. But yeah, I do think
McCabe will fall to Laurie Latanzio. And just rolls out of play.
Yeah,
good opportunity.
Going back to that, I definitely think it is us being young and being Adelaide United players that teams always are looking to get stuck into us. So yeah, I can confirm that.
Good touch by Labasso. Smith saves with the legs. Falls back to the edge of the area with Jackson Walls and cleared away in the end. Bit of momentum for the All-Stars at the moment. McNamara with the header away. Only goes towards Luke Dizelle.
I was obviously a non-Adelaide United player myself, and up until 13, 14 months ago, and they were always a side that I was looking to get stuck into as well. So, yes, I can confirm that. That is a fact, not an opinion.
And the football you guys have played all year has been something that's really enjoyable to watch. You know, and stylistically, you guys played Metro Stars a couple of extra times in the finals as well. But even leading up to the fixture, that was one that I was really looking forward to seeing, just because, you know, the way you guys move the ball, the pace at which you do it, it's just a really enjoyable game to watch.
Goodwin puts the ball through for Ducouli. Jackson Walls just poking it away in the end, and Labasso cleaning up from the front. Walls ball again. Only heading towards Ryan Kiddo.
Yeah, Simon, I think every game with Metro Stars was always toe-to-toe and was always a game where we really did show our quality against arguably the best team in the NPL over the past 3 years. And over the course of the season, not just against Metro, we showed our quality despite a few disappointing results by unexpectedly large margins.
Handball there by Hamish McCabe.
You know, the absence of players like Joey Garucci and Brody Burkett didn't really help, but I think considering the circumstances, games like White City away, first round of the finals with 9 men for about 30 minutes just went to show the amount of character we had.
Looks from range here, but needed it at least on target to really threaten.
Sorry, Seb, we're distracting you having your chat while you commentate the game, but coming back to that one, I was on co-coms for that game too, and I'm glad you brought that up, because what a game that was. I think, like you said, that showed a huge amount of character. I think when you guys played away there during the year as well, that was a disappointing one. It was really tough conditions. It's not the easiest game to play at when the pitch has gone through it a little bit, but man, what a performance that was to close it out with 9 men. That was, I guess, maybe give us a bit of a bit more on that game. Yeah,
look, I think... Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to focus on my team as well.
Madana's ball will just roll out of play. You can continue.
You're doing very well.
Yeah. Look, I think that was a great game for the neutral. I think there was a lot of good football and show. I think, obviously, everybody knows what that pitch is like, especially on the back end of the season. So it definitely was a bit of a dirty game at times, and 2 red cards never helped us, but in the end it was a good performance. And I know Frank Mitchell Park was definitely not a place that you would want to be as an Adelaide United player that day.
It's a good ball through for McCabe, and a big sliding challenge in from Bart Vreens to really prevent any more forward momentum continuing on, but again, we'll get the throw out of it. So far, Simon, it's been a lot of the All-Stars getting forward.
Yeah, it's been entertaining to watch. And I guess even as far as the unpredictability, given that you got this combination of players, is something that's, I guess, valuable for United and getting ready for the season ahead too.
Diego to Labasso. Kasumovic in the way. And gets fouled in the end. Yeah, have kept them out longer than last year. Ryan White scored in the 9th minute in this same fixture last year. And the second of those goals last year came in the 19th minute, so already looking a lot better. Of course, Danny Greystone in charge for both of these years. I'm sure is familiar with most, if not all, of these players throughout, either being in his own Metro Stars team or coaching against them. Including one here on the free kick and Hamish Gow. It's too high and doesn't really give the All-Stars anything else.
Very unlike Hamish there. I know as a player versing him, I always hate to see him coming on a set piece. That left foot is definitely, if not one of the best in the NPL for sure.
Yeah, you know you're good when the commentators start calling free kick Hamish Gow territory half the time.
100%.
Even when he's not even even when it's not a Metro Stars game.
Well, you got the displeasure of having to get on the end of it sometimes as well. Get the tall head to try just nod it over the bar.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you ever been in that unfortunate position, having to deflect one of his?
Yes, I have been.
Still got the ringing in your ears?
Yeah, 100%.
Cooley.
Sometimes it gets you in areas you don't want it to get you in as well.
Bart Vreens back with the ball at his feet. Without a few players this afternoon, United, the 4 away on World Cup duty for the under-20s in Panakikianis, Luki Ivanovic, Johnny Yull and Fabian Taladera. Taladera and Ivanovic, their top goal scorers in this preseason so far. Luki Ivanovic having scored 6, including that Australia Cup game, which the now departed Stefan Mork scored against the Jets. And the new signings of Anselmo only started training this week, so just a bit too soon for him. And the new Spanish winger in Juan Moon is yet to be in the country. Have the fixtures now at least, so know when to look forward to the start of the season. And opening a game against Sydney FC at Coopers in the middle of October. First game of the whole season, actually, as well.
Yeah, just touching on those boys that have gone away with the Joey's said, but I think it's a true testament to the hard work they've put in, and all of those players have been players that have been familiar faces in all camps for the under-20s, especially in the Asia Cup. I think they all played a vital role in their success that tournament. As a club, we're really proud of all of them and look forward to seeing how they can contribute to the World Cup for Australia.
Yeah, the easy group of Italy, Argentina and Cuba is the one that they have to face against. That being played over in Chile, the Under-20 World Cup. Goodwin. Just mistimes that, does Duzel, and has to sprint quickly back to retrieve.
Chile obviously being a massive time difference. I messaged Panakikianis yesterday and I think I woke him up by accident.
Yeah, I think from memory their first game is about 5:30 our time and the next game's 8:30 and then the final game's like 10:30, I think, from memory. So the time gets better the longer the tournament goes on, for Australians at least.
Is that factoring in daylight savings or not?
I don't know.
Because that means it's going to be 2 hours later. Sorry to break that to you.
Bolmapur going in a little bit too hard for the referee's liking.
And that's what Bolmapur's all about. Had Yaya been on the floor, I wouldn't have been surprised if he would have been up in his face.
Craig Goodwin's just given some instructions there.
Yeah, who did we say was mic'd up again? I just heard Craig Goodwin. Was it Latanzio, Seb?
Yeah,
said?
I think so. Madana hasn't played much football in recent times. Has had a pretty long-term injury.
Yeah, he had a little hiccup at the start of pre-season with his hamstring, but it's really good to see him back on the pitch and playing with a smile on his face.
Kasimovic does well. Ayubi's ball doesn't reach. Gets a second go at it. Duzel now. Bit of space to run into for Parias. Doesn't decide to take advantage of it. Craig Goodwin is onside here. If he can find a ball in the box. Instead just pressured back by Latanzio. Unconventional and a corner.
Well, we're seeing that momentum shift a little bit now. It did look like it was a lot of time spent up forward for the RAA NPL All-Stars a little bit, but over the last 5-10 minutes, looks like it's just switching and being the Reds forward half a little bit more.
And swinging corner, headed away. Alagic, now Madana, decides to get the touchdown instead of going first time. And United will get to recover. Kiddo nearly getting the ball stuck between his feet. Diego just applying the pressure.
Just keeping an eye on Goodwin at the moment, just sort of watching the way, because I was impressed before when they were pushing up, just how comfortable and composed he was under the pressure of Laurie Latanzio. So, and just watching him since that, just his body language is really interesting, just really, really calm. That experience just really shows.
Yeah, Craig is definitely a player that is really good in the way he carries himself and his body language, and like you mentioned, Simon is very composed and manages to keep the ball as he is now never really see him give possession of the ball away.
Ayubi pokes it through for Panache Madana. Still keeps it, does Madana. Ayubi gets the ball wide, the cross in. Doesn't give Margush anything to handle, and hasn't really had too many touches of the ball either as the goalkeeper.
Nah.
Margush definitely a keeper that saved Croydon. To them, it wasn't just Margush that helped them win the title this year. It was credit to the whole coaching group and players as well.
Noah Smith.
Yeah, that was something else last week. Croydon, you just got the sense that they weren't going to be beaten on the night. There's just, yeah, something about them.
What a grand final that was.
Yeah.
I was watching from home actually, but yeah, just that sense of togetherness they had was really easy to see, and it got them across the line in the end. And it's crazy how quick the tables turned from Metro equalising to then 2-1 up all of a sudden.
That was in that particular moment. That was just incredible. What an atmosphere it was at Service FM when that happened. And we'd spoken to Adam Martinelli during the week as well, and he was very relaxed about the whole thing. And then after seeing, once the game was done, he sort of gave us a bit of a, not an I told you so, but just, you know, he just let it be known that he really didn't have any worries about the game. He was just feeling confident, and just there didn't really seem to be any doubts, and they got the job done in epic fashion.
Yeah, I was speaking to James Pollier prior to the final during the week, and like Martinello, James had no concerns in his team either.
Of course, someone you played with at Adelaide Olympic in James Polly.
Yeah, look, he was a very important player for us in a difficult time that it was at Olympic that year, and credit to him, he was a true captain and led the boys all year and saw the year through despite the disappointing season it was, and now he's on to bigger and better.
Martinello and Polly both on the bench for the All-Stars. Martinello, the only All-Star to not make the starting 11. But I'm pretty sure this is an interchange game, so we'll see players come in and out as well. And even might be worth a mention, sorry Simon, that I do believe that if it does end level, it will be a penalty shootout to end the game. Just getting in there early, just in case.
Yeah, the point I was going to make was just that it'd be very un-Danny Greystone to have high rotation of players. Usually favours the pretty standard 11, and they play a lot of that game time. But yeah, fortunately we're going to see these quality players hopefully all get a bit of game time today.
Yeah, touching on that lack of rotation with his Metro team, with Danny Gravestone, he's always been a coach that, especially this year, kept most of his players on for the full 90 minutes, and I think Metro, credit to him for keeping them on, because in the dying moments of the game they managed to create some great chances, like first round against us, conceding in the last minute from Cam Woodfin.
Said before, Simon, United now with this forward momentum, and they're keeping the ball quite well. Haven't seen the All-Stars up in their attacking half for a bit now. Here's Goodwin. Ducouli puts the ball into the area, out for a corner.
Just the way that United attacking a little bit, just looking a little bit more composed with the way that they do it. It was a little bit more frantic and fast and furious when the All-Stars were getting their opportunities early, but it looks like as United just settling into the game, dictating their momentum, it's favouring them.
Bonmapor just getting a talking to, and Craig Goodwin keen to listen in.
Yeah, Regis is someone that always manages to keep the game in control and is really good at talking to players, and he's a ref I love being refed by, just purely because of his communication towards players.
Corner comes in, rising high at the back post for it. McCabe just getting the flick on to get it away, as we've already played half an hour and still no goals as of yet, which I suppose is more of a positive for the All-Stars team than it is for Adelaide United, you would imagine, Simon?
Possibly. I only think about myself as a neutral, to be honest. It was all locked up at half-time last week for the grand final, so it sets us up for, you know, when it's a close game, you get one goal and it can create a spark and anything can happen. So I think it hasn't been a slow first half by any means, but I do like it when scores are locked up and it just means all the action's on the back end.
Just missing that challenge, and through goes Jaden Labasso.
Still down there, Labasso. Definitely not an easy one to take from a body like Panache Madana.
And they do have interchange, so other forward players that could be coming on in case, likes of Mark Marino, Santiago Tabares and Thomas Visser. Owen Windsor and Lewis Carlo, the only two players in the team of the year not to be playing in this All-Star game.
Crazy those names you just mentioned, Seb, that are on the bench that aren't even playing. If I was Danny, I'd definitely be scratching my head.
Also on the bench, Adam Martinello, as we previously mentioned, Frobert Neon Kuru, Cody Ostrike, and James Polly. Those other substitutes, Cody Ostrike, we'd imagine they do a half each with either keeper.
We saw him quickly before kickoff. He was ready to go. He was keen to go.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that Ostrike was starting, but my gosh, it is.
That ball nearly given away there. That's too much body shown by Laurie Latanzio there.
Latanzio, another one that's had a great year. Just so strong and fast in behind. Very hard to stop.
The top goal scorer this year for Adelaide City too. Again, another player who's been in and around the A-League, most notably with Melbourne Victory for a period of time. Also spent time over in Canada before joining Adelaide City and coming back to South Australia. He was with Campbelltown too.
Interested to see if teams like Adelaide City, if Vas Parhas is going to bring any additional players to bolster the squad and go one step further next year, or if things are going to stay the same.
That's a good ball over the top by Craig Goodwin. Panache Madana and Yahoo Cooley both going for it. And in the end, was offside.
Is Reed just giving a bit of his communication? Yeah, going back to your point, Vinko, about the player movements, the rumour mill has already started turning. I think we didn't even make it to the grand final game before the group chats were already going off, talking about who's going where. And we've heard a couple rumours about a couple of the players in front of us as well, which we may not go into.
Yeah, we don't have to go into detail, but I'm keen to see where Hamish McCabe, for example, if he's exploring options or is happy to stay at Modbury and put them back to where they belong.
Looks like we're seeing a first substitution for the All-Stars at the 35th minute mark. It will be Thomas Visser to come on. An exciting player. Certainly made himself known, especially in their Australia Cup run.
I'd imagine Lorenzo wouldn't would want to stay on, just knowing him. But given that interchange, we might see him on in the second half as well.
Yeah, probably hasn't been too much involved either. I don't think we've really said his name, Lorenzo Baselli, in this first half yet.
Yeah, look, I think he was playing in that midfield role, something that he's not really used to. I know White City is used to playing as that free roam role under Deloya, and, you know, coming under Anthony Trimboli, picking up the ball and just doing his thing, really.
Labasso puts it through for Laurie Latanzio, but his ball only reaching Joshua Smits.
Speaking of players out of position, Visser on that left-hand side is interesting. His signature move seems to be dribbling in with and uncorking it off the left foot just on the edge of the 18-yard box. So it'll be interesting to see how he's able to utilise that from the left-hand side.
Yeah, a good example of that, I think, was his goal against Raiders in the Australia in the Cup final.
Yeah,
I think he cut in on his left and just put his foot through the ball, and not much Vinny Barbaro could do about that one.
Actually, come to think of it, I think that game you guys played against Metro Stars during the season was maybe a little bit of a turning point for Visser, because that seemed like the game where he had a lot of opportunities, but a lot of them he wasn't able to capitalise on. But following that game, I noticed a bit of a run of form from him.
Cooley puts the ball in and out for a throw.
Yeah, Simon, look, I think there was games where he himself probably knows he wasn't at his best, but once he's in that flow state, he's really hard to stop. I think round one against Campbelltown was a good example of that. Him and Owen Windsor linking up.
Yeah, he's a confidence player for sure.
Joined from Croydon. Wasn't really playing as the winger that we know him as now when he was at Croydon. But has certainly flourished under Danny Greystone and at Metro this year, as is displayed by his 9 goal contributions across the NPL season this year.
Yeah, like Simon said, we'll wait for this set piece.
Goodwin with the dead ball, headed only to the edge of the area. Ayubi blocked by Bolmaport. And Panache Madana, the one to retrieve back.
Sorry, Seb, I'm interrupting you. This is all new to me.
That's all good. Goodwin. Back to Bart Vreens, both former teammates at Sparta Rotterdam together. Goodwin helping to convince Bart Vreens to come over to Adelaide as well. I'm sure happy being able to play together once again.
Yeah, Bart has definitely been a bit more vocal this year as opposed to last, and interested to see, or keen to see how well he does this year as well. He's someone that just loves winning on and off the pitch, and he's someone that I think is really enjoying his time here in Adelaide. Getting up to extracurricular activities all the time.
I'll retrieve back. I think just slipping there maybe, but Labasso just unable to keep it in.
Winning on and off the pitch seems like an interesting comment to make. Is he a particular fearsome opponent at table tennis or something that we should know?
100%. Yeah, no, funny you say that. You know, away trips, you know, things like that, table tennis, a game of 2-touch in the change room that myself, Craig, and...
I was going to say, I hear Craig's a bit of the same too.
But I love to play.
Kiddo puts it across, but it's a good block by Jackson Walls, a former youth product of Adelaide United as well. Alagich. Duzel has had plenty of touches of the football, but that ball over the top, just lacking. Yeah, just go back to that. I have heard Craig Goodwin is another competitive force in the change room, regardless of what it can be.
Yeah, 100%. We were playing a game of 2-touch yesterday in the change room, and I was on the front foot, and I thought I'd won the game. It's 1st to 5, and Ethan Cox had called the ball short from Craig, and Craig got up and about, and we ended up replaying the point. But it's definitely those personalities are ones you definitely need in the change room. Keeps you on your toes and kind of makes you see things differently and teaches you the importance of just wanting to win all the time.
Kiddo finds Ducouli again down this wing, but Jackson Walls just fouling. I suppose just going back to my point before, Simon, is that this game, it is a friendly, but I guess for a lot of these All-Star players, it is almost to prove a point for themselves that they can make A-League level for a lot of these, and all of these have been involved at A-League level with various clubs, whether it be United or elsewhere. So it's a good opportunity for these players to show themselves and what they can really do, especially against a good A-League opponent in Adelaide United.
Yeah, I think you're right. And also for the Metro players, it's just setting a bit of a tone, or continuing to set a tone for what the Australian Championship's going to be like. And for some players as well, they might be trying to impress their future club.
Yeah.
Yeah, games like this are always a great opportunity for Noah Smith fouled there. Always a great opportunity for all these players to show why they're A-League level.
Free kick taken quickly there. Walls. Atanzio onside despite complaints. Diego.
I think this game works in the favour of Danny Gravestone and the Metro players involved in this game, just to keep their bodies ticking ahead of that competition.
The ball from Walls just doesn't make it the whole way through. Dizelle again with the ball over the top. Will reach Panache Madana. Uses his body well. Finds the ball in the middle, but Margush smart and quick to get off his line and capture. Getting right down to the ground, and Hamish Gow is able to be released. That's a hard ball back. Probably not what he wanted there.
Heard a few rumours about Jaden as well in terms of clubs, but we won't get into details.
We will once the first 45's done. We go up there.
Kasumovic.
Comets have just announced their new coach, so interested to see in what direction the club's going in as for next season. I think they sort of fell short of a lot of people's expectations this year, but they had a few injuries as well, so
they're in that transitional phase as well. West Torrens Bacala was a beneficiary of, I think, 4 different players, 4 or 5 different players from Comets, and obviously with the change of coaching, it was, yeah, it's just one of those teams that sort of have to, reassess where they're at the moment, which all teams go through.
Yeah, 100% Simon. And I think that phase is really important. Great ball.
He is onside if he does reach it, but Margush again. Actually was offside anyway.
Yeah, I think that phase is actually important, as tough as it can be sometimes. To feel rock bottom is a good feeling at times, because you can only go up from there. And just touching on Bacala, it was great to see them squeeze into that final spot despite their early exit in the final series. Just having gotten promoted, it was great to see them squeeze into the top 6.
Talk about clubs in transitional period. One that comes to mind straight away is Croydon. And do we need to bring up your prediction from earlier in the year, Seb? I know that Croydon
wasn't just me. Smith's just nearly caught under the ball there.
Don't worry, Seb, I was with you as well.
But yeah, certainly a massive turnaround for Croydon. Did speak to them during the week, the 2 assistant coach, and they are ahead of schedule by their own accounts even, so it will be interesting to see how they do end up going in 2026 as we inch towards half-time additional here at Surface FM Stadium.
Glad to hear you guys kissed and made up.
Croydon, just a great example of a team that just works well together.
IUB finds himself wide, right up against Noah McNamara. former teammates, of course, both with Metro Stars. So very, very familiar. 1 minute of additional time to be added on. Here's Goodwin. Puts a nice ball through for Kiddo. Needs to find someone in the area. Only finds Diego Oliveira to clear away for a very late throw in the first half. Craig Goodwin the throw. Kasumovic just inching up forward to collect from. Alagic. A switch ball from Fezo Kasumovic.
Something he just does so well, despite the wind.
Yeah, at least the rain has died down for now, at least. For our sakes. Here's Alagic. Was looking for an effort from range, but wasn't on target. And that is where the halftime break will be called. Fairly even, Simon.
Yeah, that was an entertaining first half. And of course, we go even on the scoreboard as well. So, except for a big second half, I think All-Stars gave a really good account of himself. Last year, the first half didn't go quite as well for them. So, pretty even. I think, yeah, momentum-wise, Adelaide United can probably boast that going into the change rooms.
Especially anticipating, I imagine, wholesale changes for both sides in the second half. Certainly something to look forward to. Don't go anywhere. Half-time here at Surfers FM Stadium. 0-0 between the RAA NPLSA All-Stars and Adelaide United. Second half coming up soon. Welcome back to the second half here at Surfers FM Stadium. 0-0 between the RAA NPLSA All-Stars and Adelaide United. Plenty went on in the first half. Fairly even, you'd have to say, across the board. With another 45 to come. Very interested to see how this one goes. Joined alongside Simon Jimenez and Adelaide United player Vinko Stanisic for this one as well. All-Stars going from right to left, United from left to right. Brody Burkett has come on as a half-time substitute in place of Panache Madana, player who very much was a standout for your NPL side, Vinko, this year, scoring plenty of goals.
Yeah, for sure, and it was definitely one we missed towards the back end of the season, having done his hammy in that game against Berks, and we still had three or four regular games of the season left to go, plus finals. So he missed a solid 6 or 7 games for us, and that definitely showed. And I think had he finished the season, he, in my opinion, probably would have secured that top goal scorer spot.
Out on the wide left for the Reds, already starting early on their attack, as did the All-Stars in the first half on this same end. Duzel. Now Kiddo. Only him and Hamish McCabe have featured across all 3 All-Stars games.
Yeah, it just goes to show how consistent they are as players year in, year out.
Latanzio. Hamish Gow. Back to Captain Diego, the oldest member of the All-Star squad. Only 30 though. Jackson Walls.
Diego's definitely another player I hate to come up against, just purely because of his physicality and presence. But I must say he's someone that I can't really recall facing this year. I think maybe due to suspension or injury, both games I didn't really come across him against Para.
Ball through from Laura Latanzio, looking for Labasso.
And no changes at half-time for the RAA NPL All-Stars.
Actually,
you spotted
one in goal.
Oh,
Cody Ostrike.
That's a major one.
Come on in place of Daniel Margush, the Metro Stars goalkeeper. Kept 9 clean sheets across this season for Metro Stars in the NPL. So certainly knows how to keep him out and might need to do so here. But Burkett just offside, looking to make an early impact, coming in off the bench.
Yeah, Cody made some outstanding saves against us in that first leg here. At point blank range, I really couldn't believe my eyes.
Alagic wins back the ball. Let's do Cooley to use out wide. Right up against the options. They look forward again. Offside, however.
Great defensive line here from the All-Stars to start the second half. Bowl and McNamara, I think, are 2 players that really complement each other really well.
That's a fearsome defensive duo, isn't it?
For sure. I think Noah brings more of that ball-playing side of things, whereas Bowl's there, who's also able to do that, but can definitely put a firm challenge in and set the tone of the game.
Gout looking for the ball through to Jaden Labasso. Probably been one of the standouts for the All-Stars so far. Was early active in the first half and has already had a few opportunities forward. As here we see Yaya Jukuli up against Bulmer Port.
just as we were talking about him, it's just what he does best.
Well-built attack here for the All-Stars. Up against Kasumovic. And the ball into the area deflects and goes out for a corner.
Jaden Labusso doing what he does best, and I think even given maybe the way Comets have played a little bit this year, he's had to take a lot of the goal scoring on his own back, so he's had to show all of his creativity and pace, and that's exactly what he's trying to do here today as well.
Yeah, him and Aladdin Irabon are both sort of leading that front line.
Yeah,
Comets.
Jaden's a player that likes to play off the shoulder and sneaks in behind you on multiple occasions.
Gow in the corner. Does have Walls as a close option, but won't take him. It's not a bad delivery in. Oh, and it falls to the back post of Bolmapore. I think it hit him, but nothing towards goal.
I think that's probably been their clearest opportunity so far.
I think he didn't expect that to fall to him, to be fair.
Smits finds a good ball to Ayubi in midfield. And a first-time ball over the top. Target most likely was Parias, but wasn't enough on it to really reach him. Ostruck looks long with the ball. The header one, Laurie Latanzio up against Dylan Parias.
Yeah, that's an interesting matchup in terms of pace. Dylan's one of the fastest in the A-League. Latanzio's one of, if not the fastest in the NPL, so they've been toe-to-toe all game.
Both sides certainly not deprived of opportunities so far throughout these 50 minutes so far this afternoon. Parias gets past Laurie Latanzio, puts the ball into the centre. Bolmapore's there, able to clear as it goes out for a corner.
It's good to see, it's great to see actually the desperation the All-Stars are showing, even if it is a friendly. At the end of the day, they're still showing that sense of desperation to get back behind the ball and do their role effectively.
I can't hear the game. Fucking this.
Corner comes in at the back post, punched away. First time. Doesn't hit the target, does Austin Ayubi. We'll be talking to given out here to Ryan Kiddo by referee Regis Quefleck. And as we take this goal kick, we should be able to go down to the first time this match to Lewis Laurie Latanzio. First of all, can you hear us, and how are you finding the match so far?
Yeah, I can hear you. Our match is good, it's pretty even. I think we've had the better of the chances, to be honest. If we get it this way, we might have another one. But no, it's been fairly even, as expected, I think. We've got a good squad, a lot of players that could easily make a transition to the A-League, so we're here to almost prove a point, I guess.
I'll let you deal with this first.
Yeah, no.
I suppose for yourself, is it an opportunity to prove? We'll let this come through. Burkett over the top there. Yeah, do you see this as an opportunity for yourself to, I guess, prove yourself once again at A-League level?
Hold on. Fucking I intend, yeah. Fuck me, Dan. Yeah, look, it's a perfect opportunity, I guess. I mean, we're versing the best in our state, so you got to do what you got to do with these opportunities, I guess. If we can sneak a good chance in, I think we're in it.
And how are you finding the match-up as well? You're up against one of the quickest players in the A-League.
I thought I was quick on time at this bloke. It's not a joke. He's quick. Here we go.
Oh,
Walk!
Let you continue on. Thank you for talking to us.
No.
Let you continue on.
Come down whenever you want. I'm talking. I've got plenty of breath. Just let me know.
We'll come back down in a bit.
Yeah.
Apologies for any language, but as to be expected, it is football at the end of the day.
That was brilliant. I didn't quite know how to tackle that. For once I was lost for words.
I think he did really well considering. I think we caught him at a few awkward moments.
Yeah.
I think he was getting back to defend.
Good attitude, though. He's keen to catch up again later.
Yeah. I certainly wouldn't.
Yeah, I'll be saying I'm kind of busy here, guys.
Good to hear his thoughts on and views on the game and what he's trying to get out of it personally.
It's a ball over the top, but offside by Cooley.
I think he was speaking on the behalf of most of his teammates, and I think it just goes back to what we were saying at the start of the game, that a lot of the All-Stars here are here to prove a point and not just give United a conditioning match, I guess.
Yeah, that's good to hear that perspective, actually. I mean, it's something that we can sort of theorise, but to have it confirmed.
Greens with the header down finds the feet of Ethan Alagich. Greens will be there to recycle the ball and resume play for United. Of course, had a strong start to the season last year. It's Adelaide United fell towards the back end, just managed to sneak through in finals, thanks to a few draws in Sydney FC themselves, dropping a few points, hoping to go one better. Here's Paris. He's well cut out here. Burkett does go off a all-star defender, and it will be a corner.
Yeah, I think that drop-off in form last year was as a result of losing more of those young players like Panna, Johnny Yole, Luca, and I'm not too sure who else went at the time. Fabian Taladera. And you could see the detrimental impact it left on the team at times.
Corner comes in at the back post. Strike getting a touch to it and just putting it out for another corner.
I think from my understanding, if the boys who have gone away for the 20s make it to the quarterfinal, I think they'll miss the first game of the season, if I'm not wrong.
Taken short and then delivered in. It's a good header from Kasumovic. Said in the first half, hasn't scored a competitive goal in quite a while. So it would have been nice for him to get back on the score sheet, but instead it's the All-Stars who launch forward on a counter from that corner. That's a big sliding in challenge there from Labasso, and it's actually considered a foul.
To be fair, I thought he did well to keep his studs down there.
Has been a few fouls and talking tos, but no bookings as of yet.
I doubt Regis would be too keen on having to pull any cards out this game, but I'm sure if he has to, he will.
I think although we've seen some desperate defending at times, it hasn't been the sort of game where, you know, you have to temper anything, which is good to see. A hard game, but a clean game.
Yeah, I think it's important from the A-League boys especially, you know, to show how well they can control their emotions, because it is frustrating at times when things aren't going your way. Not just in this game, but in general against teams you know you should be comfortable against.
Foul by Cooley on Jackson Walls, as there looks to be a substitute being ready for the All-Stars. Hamish McCabe, the one to come off, and Robertney on crew to come on in his place.
Yeah, Hamish coming off there. Still have nightmares from that brace on the last game day this year. Up at Mudbury, it was pouring. He scored 2 screamers.
Long ball over the top for Jackson Walls to chase against Ryan Kiddo. Decides to slow the pace down and put a ball in instead, and wins a corner. We will go back down again to Lewis Laurie Latanzio. Have you on the corner. Hopefully had a better time.
Yeah.
I guess. We have Vinko Stanisic up here with you. Vinko, any questions you want to ask?
Oh, here we go, Vinko. What do you want, mate? What do you want?
It's good to speak to you again, Louis. How you been, bro?
I'll see you later, huh?
Yeah, 100%. Which is exactly what I was about to ask you.
Oh, don't ask anything like that on camera. Speak about that when Mike's off my ear.
Nah, me and Louis just gotta meet up for a coffee later tonight.
There's only one spot we go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One of the best in Adelaide.
Need to ask you, how was presentation night last night?
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was, no, it was good. We, Noah Smith absolutely swept the carpet in the last 7 rounds and took out MVP, as expected. But no, it was very good. Right. We're at the Carrington in the city. It's beautiful, food was good. I'm a bit tired now, up to about 1.
And I suppose for you as well in this game, having an Adelaide City teammate, I guess throughout training of the week does help a bit, I'd imagine.
No, me and Noah go back a long time and play with him on the left is because he's an absolute star. Can't talk highly enough of him. Off! So
no, good call.
Makes everything easy playing with Noah. He's one of them blokes that definitely should be in the A-League. But I was speaking about before. He's yeah. But what can you do sometimes?
Louis, is there any talk of some potential signings for Adelaide City next year?
Yeah, there is. What do you want to know? Because I can't speak. I'm playing, mate. Can't talk.
Just if you are looking to bolster the squad in general and go a step further next year.
Are you talking for yourself, or? I see you're not playing.
I wish I was conversating with you on the pitch and not from up here.
Oh, at least we got the earpiece in. That's better than nothing, mate.
Yeah.
No, we got some superstars coming in. We'll be very strong next year. Hey, Hamish! Over!
Yeah, so nice run. Had some pace there.
Well done, bro.
That'd have been quite the thing to capture on microphone, I think. Yeah, multitasking is impressing the hell out of me right now.
Man of many talents. Football is not one of them.
Well, we'll leave you folks on that for the time being. Thank you again for joining us. I'm sure we'll come back possibly.
Hold on.
Forward in through comes Kiddo, cleared away by Smits in the end, out for the corner.
What a good sport.
I could never.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
I could never.
He's just someone, even when you want a genuine conversation, it's always has to have a bit of sense of humour in it.
How do you reckon you'd go, playing and having a conversation with us at the same time? You're doing well up here, but I think you're having something else on your plate when you...
I think given Louis' position, he can tend to sometimes be out of the game being a winger, but I think as a centre-back it'd be definitely a bit harder to multitask, having to be on your toes all the time. But credit to him, he's doing really well.
Playing well too.
Yeah.
As well so far this afternoon.
he's providing a bit of commentary while he's running as well. So
I'd say caught him at a good time through on goal.
100%. Imagine if he scored that.
Seb and I exchanged a look while that was happening. I think we were thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
How good a clip would this be? Oh, that's brilliant. Be careful. This if this goes well, maybe it's something that'll be a permanent fixture next year.
Bomber Paw just losing the ball there. Burkett, though, from Ayubi is offside. As we tick towards about 25 minutes left, no goals as of yet. And if it does remain level, we will go to a penalty shootout to decide the winner.
Keen to see Fro get stuck in the game. Here he is now.
Right up against Alagic. Doesn't win the ball that time around. Here's Craig Goodwin. Goodwin! The save from O'Strike, good enough. Gives away the corner.
Maybe not the best of balls from Mapua there, but yeah, keen to see Fro get stuck in. He's another player that brings a lot of quality to a squad like this.
It will be Craig Goodwin on the corner. Left-footed delivery. It's not a bad one. Bomber Paw just in the way. Good touch by Burkett to keep it down. Flicked over the top. Perhaps looking for Craig Goodwin. And that's smart work by Noah Smith.
It's funny that we're 66 minutes in, still 0-0, and we've just been enjoying ourselves so much. It's a different sort of game to commentate, that's for sure, but it's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Simon, I think it just goes to show how well the game's been flowing, though. I think it's been pretty even so far. I think for 10 or 15 minutes it's been United's way, 5 or 10 minutes has been the All-Stars way, and then it's kind of just been balancing itself out.
I was going to say, thanks to you two, my job's been easy today. Smits has had a good first showing in front of the public. The new goalkeeper.
Yeah, his first 2 games were for us in Melbourne for our friendlies against City and Victory, and he did so well.
Here's Craig Goodwin on the edge of the box, has the overlapping run of Barnett, who looks to have come on at some point. I'm not sure when that was, but
yeah, I think we might have missed that one.
Taken short from Goodwin to Jay Barnett. Here's Goodwin again. Looking for on his left foot. Craig Goodwin cutting back. The ball comes in on his right. It's not a bad hit, but off target instead.
Just touching on Josh Smith, he's another competitive figure in the team. Alongside Craig and Bart, they speak very closely all the time, and rightly so, because they're all competitive. And I remember Brody Burkett Penankered him the other day in training, and that definitely got him going.
Here's Hamish Gow. Diego. Some nice football being played here by the All-Stars and Laurie Latanzio. Walls able to retrieve and get in the way first. Smith. Shrugs off Burkett. And then does the same to Barnett. McNamara back to his current and club goalkeeper and Cody O'Strike. Advantage played from the offside. Just a late touch there, I think. And a free kick. So Austin Ayubi to come off in place of Ben Falami.
Interesting that a lot of the Metro players are still on at the moment for All-Stars as well. Wonder if they'll see out the 90.
2 birds, 1 stone for Danny Greystone, I think.
Yeah.
Just getting minutes into the players.
I think it's just an interesting topic as well, how do they manage this run-up to the Australian Championship too? Because 4-week break, I think it almost was exactly before it kicks off. So, you've got the players that are a certain level of fitness there. You do want to, I guess, have a bit of a chance to recover from the season. So, I guess you probably give them maybe half a week to deload a little bit and get back to it. I don't know, how are you feeling after the season that was? Go.
Yeah, look, it's always a bit of a difficult one. I think that's a bit of an awkward break between the end of the season and the start of that tournament. But I think games like this are a great opportunity to give the boys some minutes, but not too much at the same time. But I think it's really important that they manage their training loads. And yeah, I think it's probably looking likely that for the Metro boys it'd be a half a week to a week of a bit of a deload, and then the 3 weeks prior to the start of the tournament I think they'll pick up the pace again.
Opening game for Metro Stars on Saturday the 11th of October, a 12:30 PM kickoff against West's Apia, more commonly known as Apia Leichhardt. Very excited to see that tournament when it's in full swing across not just here in South Australia but all around the country. Burkett does well and wins the free kick. And I suppose in this game we can call it Hamish Gow / Craig Goodwin territory.
Depends who gets to capitalise from that sort of spot first this game.
Does look like it will be the Socceroo to be on the dead ball.
Yeah, Craig Goodwin, another player that's just ridiculously good at set pieces.
Even the one he hit earlier just had it was a lot of finesse to it, just the way it looped in short distance a lot of time. Gow's very different because he just hits it with brute force a lot of the time. But the way Goodwin hit it earlier just had just the touch on it, and the way it curled was
the attention
really impressive.
The attention to detail for sure is more for Craig, whereas Hamish still has a bit of detail, but looks like he puts his foot through the ball a bit more.
30 caps for the Socceroos has Craig Goodwin on the dead ball, and it's in the back of the net from Craig Goodwin.
Wasn't that right on cue? Jeez, what a spot kick from him. That was a great example of it. It didn't look like it was even travelling that fast, but just the way it was placed, the way it moved, despite Cody Ostreich's best efforts, wasn't going to get to it.
Yeah, I think Fabian Taladera scored a similar goal in a similar position in round one when we played, the first time we played Metro here. Was a great free kick. A bit more up and over the wall than this one was, but another great free kick from Craig, and credit to him because it's something he practices a lot after training.
So the All-Stars find themselves behind in what has been a promising game for them so far. Have looked likely for a goal, but with less than 20 minutes to go, needing to find one soon to try and equalise.
Yeah, I think overall United probably looking slightly better, but All-Stars haven't been without their chances. Yeah, this half too, and even the way they came out, they looked to, I guess, pick up right where they left off before the break. But yeah, All-Stars had their opportunities.
I think it's just really impressive how well the All-Stars in moments managed to keep the ball in tight areas against an A-League side.
I was going to say they have had some periods where they've just played very nice passing football and just been able to keep it, and it's been very impressive for a team who has only trained twice and really only known they've been a team for about a week. As here they come forward. Visser came on early and has stayed on the youngster.
It was interesting to see in their warm-up, every player was basically in their own club attire. Showed a bit of diversity, which was good to see. I don't know if that was intentionally or because they didn't have enough gear for the whole squad, but it looks really cool.
Well, I did notice the numbers changed between
yes,
the pre-game list we were looking at.
I have noticed that throughout the game, that the numbers are not the numbers. I think we're very lucky that we've done enough NPL, Simon, that we know these players just by general shape and face.
Yeah, that.
But any other day, we might be in trouble.
Yep, Hamish Gow had the number 6 on the team list before, and luckily that head's unmistakable.
Here through on goal is Ben Falami. That's a good challenge to keep him away from goal. Noah McNamara has been very solid as well so far this afternoon, as you would expect after a very good season from himself. Had to deputise at left back quite a few times, but primarily a centre back as he is today. Gow finds the ball through. Quick on the ball is Laurie Latanzio, and through here is Diego! The equaliser for the All-Stars. And it comes through the Para Hills Knights captain. Their first goal since Yohei Matsumoto scored back in 2019 for the All-Stars. And they get it late on.
Yeah, I was just wanting to say before, if I was a neutral, I'd be dying to see another goal, and there it is. Even though I'm not a neutral today.
If you're up here with us.
But no, great little passage of play there, and such a nice finish from Diego there.
Just looking at Laurie Latanzio, looks like he has something he wants to say to us, but we'll see if we can tee that up in a second. I'm getting the weight on.
We will go down to Lewis Laurie Latanzio now. You've gone behind and now come back equal since we last spoke. How's that feeling?
It's fucking, yeah, not bad. It's alright, little nutmeg back heel, little thingy. I think I might be coming off now. Better not be. I'm the only one. Thought that linesman was one of ours.
We got a spot for you on the scaffold if
I'll be right up there soon. I'll take my boots off and climb up.
I suppose for yourself, the one thing we've spotted, or I've spotted in particular, is that you've only been together for about a week and you've had some very nice passages of play, especially going forward. I guess, how have you found that natural connection between each other already so quickly?
Well, when you got good players, everyone's at a certain standard. That's definitely good enough to play together with high quality. It makes everything easy. And we haven't even been together a week, we've been together for about 2 hours. 2 1-hour sessions on Tuesday and Thursday. And to be honest, for the rest of the season we all hated each other. Especially these Metro blokes, eh? Fucking hell. Now I've got to be on the same team with them. No, I'm not going to. They're good guys. It's a good group. Here we go. Watch this, we'll win 2-1. Put my money on it.
There you go, the call's been made.
Watch this.
Watch this.
Here we go.
Vinko, anything from you?
Yeah.
Go on, hey, no.
Lewis, you
James, here, Robbie. Come around me. Come around me. Oh, Jaden.
Lewis, you mentioned how, as a joke, you hated some of the Metro boys.
Go, Noah! Go on!
Noah Smith through on goal here. We'll pause there. Has to put in the centre. Kasumovic has the own goal!
What did I say?
2-1 was the call.
Said it 30 seconds ago.
This is incredible.
Vinko, get in now while you can. He's in a good mood.
Louis, I don't want to interrupt your celebrations, but you mentioned how, as a joke, you dislike some of the Metro players. Would you be keen on playing with any of the Adelaide United youth boys? I know you get a bit fiery with us during the season, so...
Nah, look, that's all love. That's how it is. I know you boys don't like that physicality. A lot of yous. That's what we prey on. We prey on we prey on the weak. Nah, fucking hell. Nah, it's always good comp because you boys are all talented. So but you're young. That's the key. So when you lack that experience, but you have all the skill. So it makes everything fun.
Yeah, 100%.
When you can take advantage of one. But you guys will dominate in other aspects against anyone in this league. Here we go. We'll have that all day.
Anyone you think that's not pulling their weight today? Now's your time to call them out.
Nah.
I heard you give Jaden a please explain a second ago. Is that can you elaborate?
That was needed. He's a good player. He can do what he wants. I'm easy.
I suppose a last one before we let you go on it. Who have you enjoyed, I guess, being a part of a change room atmosphere in this All-Stars team that you, I guess, haven't before or don't normally interact with on a day-to-day basis?
No, one of my good mates is Bowl. We've been friends for years, but never really on the same team, but always around each other. And to be in the same change room for once is good because, yeah, we've been close friends for a long time, and he's one of the best blokes you'll meet, but on the field he's an absolute prick. I cannot stand versing him. He's one guy that you cannot get out your head. He will talk all that shit and he'll back it up.
All right, we'll let you go again and see how the rest of the game was. Thank you for joining us once again, Lewis.
Man, thank you. See you soon.
That's too much fun. That's so fun.
Apologies again for any language, guys. That's just the way Louis is.
No, it's good. It's fascinating. I guess you as a player, you're used to being down there at ground level. You hear it, but for Seven Eye, certainly, and I thought this last week being down at pitch level too, when you do get to hear the communication and see the pace of play up close, it's something that's really fascinating. So even just hearing him mic'd up and seeing him multitask, that's something I'm pretty impressed by.
100%, and going back to his point of being in a change room with players that, you know, during the season you get a bit fiery with is always amusing, and sometimes you turn around and think to yourself, oh my god, I'm actually getting along with this guy. Which is the point I think he was trying to make before.
So and for the team he plays for, Adelaide City as well, you know, they're a fearsome bunch. They are a physical bunch. They're tough to play against. So, you know, I could imagine he probably has to shake a few hands and let everyone know it's all just game stuff when he meets with some of these guys. Yeah, look, it's all a part of the game. I think both our encounters anyway against City this year were pretty fiery at times. But, yeah, it's all love at the end of the day, and we will shake hands after the game and admire how good of a game it was, which it always is against City.
8 minutes left here. All-Stars finding themselves, perhaps surprisingly, 2-1 up against the Reds. 2 late goals last year, I should say, for Austin Ayubi and Joey Garuccio in the 90th and 92nd minute last year, hoping to repeat that feat for themselves. As we see substitutions for the Reds, Ryan White coming on. Another one who's been involved in the NPL, as is Harry Crawford as well, another player who has an A-League goal to his name too, a pretty spectacular one as well. Yeah, look, that was a moment he'll remember. Do you think he could do it again? For the rest of his life, and I have no doubt that he could do it again when the time comes. But yeah, him and Ryan White having come on now, 2 players with brilliant quality. Ryan's someone that both in NPL and A-League, I feel like he's able to take the game into his own hands and really dictate. They train with us this morning with the non-playing group, so they'd be still feeling a bit sharp. I suppose that is the advantage of, especially in this game, the NPL players, or primarily NPL players playing, is that the likes of Ryan White and Harry Crawford and Brody Burke, amongst others, know the players they're playing against quite well compared to the likes of Craig Goodwin, who it's probably the first time that he's seen quite a few of these faces, if that makes sense, Vinko. Yeah, 100%. When you play against a certain number of times, you kind of get used to them. You know, Tommy Visser, for example, he's left-footed, so Bailey, for example, here would be looking to keep him on the outside. Just little things like that always help and can sometimes impact the game. Oh, with a little short there from Laurie Latanzio to Noah Smith, and Brody Burkett's through on gold here. Him and Bolmapore and also Cody Ostrike all sliding in to try and claim it. In the end, it will be a corner. So yeah, another great example. Bol has versed Brody twice this year, and
he knows the sorts of movements he makes, and that was a great example of how he read that. But that's only a result of having versed him already, which can make the difference in these games at times.
Corner comes in. Headed away. Visser on the ball. Manages to get the touch pass, and this is what he does best. For Lamy. Crow Goodwin's in a bit of space if he does look for him, but instead Bailey Neal doesn't elect to do that. It's a nice ball. Manages to get it through for Crawford. Is he fouled there? He is. Just a foul though.
Yeah, as I said before, I think Regis isn't too keen on pulling cards out. I think that in the regular season, 9 times out of 10 is a yellow though.
All-Stars making substitutions. The armband being handed over by Diego to Jackson Walls. Scored the opening goal. Again, a player who, for Para Hills Knights, a team that didn't do too well in the league this season, but a personal achievement for him, I'm sure, is today in scoring against Adelaide United, of course.
Yeah, look, I think he played excellent today. Really kept the ball really well and dictated the tempo of the game when the All-Stars looked dangerous. And going back to Para Hills Knights, I think he showed a lot of character to manage to keep them up this year.
Set piece for the Reds, delivered in by Craig Goodwin. Finds a header at the back post. Ostrike with a great save, as we've seen him do all season. Keeps Adelaide United out once again, but he will have another corner to contend with in what is the final 5 minutes of the match. They take it quick and short. Burkett, Kwefalik in the way initially. Now, almost a one-on-one here, but the ball wasn't right. Just for putting on the pressure here. And a foul in the end, but the All-Stars there look dangerous.
Yeah, I think Polly might have forgot that it was Dylan Purius after all. So I think he might have been better off driving with the ball there and maybe drawing him towards it before playing it through.
Looks like we're getting ready for a change as well. Tavares is getting ready.
Another South American player, Colombian. Was with Playford last year when they got promoted from State League 1 to MPL, and was one of their shining lights alongside the likes of Dan Ryan and Isaac Mullen as their top goal scorers.
Just overall a very complete player, very smart, uses his body to his advantage, and is another really important player for that Playford side, both this and last year.
As we enter the final 5 minutes, once again, we'll go down to our man on the ground in Luis Laurie Latanzio. You said 2-1. It's looking that at the moment.
Well, when I speak, you listen, eh? I speak the truth.
I suppose just since we last spoke, Cody really coming up clutch with a few saves there. Him and Mark Gush today must be incredible to play in front of.
Yeah, no, they're two great shot stoppers. Sit next to me now so he knows I'm talking about him, but I won't give him too much credit. No, he's a great keeper, and he's shown it today for sure, no doubt, same as Cody. Good players to play with, so it's not refreshing because I've got a great keeper at City and John Hall, and we've always had good keepers, so it's just different. But no, it's good to play with some new faces.
Louis, what's the vibe like down next to the coaches? Is there still that sense of desperation to win the game, even though it is just a friendly?
Oh, well, that's what we come here to do. We didn't want to just rock up and go through the motions. We had one goal, and that was to win no matter what. And yeah, so we're doing that.
Thanks to your prediction.
Yep. We've still got a couple of minutes left, so let's not jinx it.
Was that a prediction at the start, or is that one that you came up with on the fly?
Nah, that's one I came up with on the fly because I'm one of them blokes that can see the future.
Lewis, is there anyone in particular from the A-League squad that you were maybe surprised with their quality, having versed them in person, or someone you didn't expect to be as good as you thought?
To be fair, I versed a lot of these blokes back when I was with Victory. And I played with a lot of them, like Jay, Falami, and you've known like Dylan for a while, playing against him, so they're all familiar faces. I know their quality, but I mean, Craig Good was just a whole nother level. He's at one point he's the best player in the country, so yeah, he's ridiculous. He's some player.
What is it about him? If you had to put your finger on one quality of his, what is it that sets him apart?
1 sec.
Good call.
His positioning and his first touch sets up everything for him. And when you got a bloke that can do that and have the delivery he does, you don't need speed and all that. He's got all the fundamentals down to an absolute T.
As we enter the additional time, we'll let you go for now, but might talk to you after the game. Thank you for your cooperation throughout this whole 90 minutes.
Put some faces on the blokes I'm speaking to.
Absolutely.
This is a bit creepy.
We'll come back down in a bit as this quarter comes in. It's a late one! And an equaliser at the death for Adelaide United. And maybe we will be heading to penalties.
Just as we tuned out for the man to be, well, we know it won't be 2-1, but all locked up. And we do know that this game is going to go to penalties if it is all locked up at full time.
I'm pretty sure it's what I've been told, so if it doesn't, I'll look at
pretty sure that's what came over the stadium PA, but
yes.
You know what? We'll wait and see. I'm just waiting for the time to come back on the big screen. Yeah, it is over 90 minutes, so it's looking that way.
Late drama. Could there be more possibly?
I think a lot of the goals in this half we sort of tuned out for a second, and there it is again. I think the All-Stars may be a bit disappointed having conceded that one, but
here's Falami. Falls in the middle for Parius. Bulmer paws right on him. No penalty, says Regis Kwefalek in the middle, and the long ball forward. Fezo Kasumovic should be there, but Marino just applying the pressure. I've got absolutely nothing prepared for penalties if we do go to it, by the way. So
it's all right. We'll do it live. I want to know this, though. Will there be another keeper change for the All-Stars if it is pens?
Will we see players come back on for penalties?
Yeah.
Possibly. Especially in the All-Stars case.
Well, I think Hamish Gow, if anyone was to come on, would be one of them.
James Polly here. Came on late.
Not too sure who else is on the bench as well there, but I think Hamish would be up there. Maybe Marmouche. Maybe a penalty each between him and Ostrike to save.
The Reds come forward for maybe one final time this afternoon during play. It's not bad. Crawford straight to the hands of Cody Ostrike. Someone who will be up for penalties after that occasion against Comets in the semi-final.
Could you imagine the conversation if Danny tried to drag him before going to penalties?
Well, we've called full time, so I think he has to stay on. But we will be heading to a penalty shootout. Not what we expected at all, I don't think.
No, this game's been an absolute treat, to be honest.
I feel nervous all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been quality on both ends. It's just been a lot of fun as well as some great football to enjoy. And, you know, a bit of drama to finish. Why not?
And I suppose as well on the opposite side for Joshua Smits, the first penalty shootout for him, seeing if he can try and come up clutch in this one. A very unique situation we find ourselves in at the moment, I must say.
Unique, and I'm loving it.
I think Josh Smits is definitely looking to take this as good practice before the season, because as a keeper it's not something you really get in an A-League pre-season, so he'd be fully focused ahead of this shootout.
Do you reckon it'll be giving you a bit of watch this, boys?
I'm not too sure about that one. He does strike me as a bit of a Jordan Pickford to have all the penalties on the bottle, but I don't think he has that today.
Well, not to jinx him, but his stats last season in the Erste Vise with Die Graafschap in the second division over in the Netherlands, had 1 penalty against him. Didn't save it.
Did you have this stat up before, or did you just find that now? Because that's
no,
impressive.
I saw it before, and I thought it would be good to bring up. This is very loose.
That is quite impressive. Yeah, he's obviously a very, very big figure between the sticks, especially from that penalty spot. So interested to see how the All-Stars approach their spot kicks.
Time to definitely get up the pen and paper, Simon, which I will be doing now.
I remember doing this at the Federation
Me
Cup,
and you once again on the penalty shootout,
yeah,
Simon.
Scrambling for our pencil case to just make sure we're taking notes.
What a unique occasion, but what an intriguing occasion, most of all.
I wish every week could just be this loose and enjoyable.
Yeah,
I do enjoy it every week, but this is new
extremely.
this week. This is just a lot of fun.
As the wind starts to pick up too, and my notes start flying in the least crucial time, obviously, of the match.
It is starting to get a bit cold, so if I'm on that bench, I'd definitely be wanting to head into the change room by now.
Will be the Reds to take first in Craig Goodwin against Cody Ostrike. What a matchup.
What a way to get the pen started.
Antonis Paconis making sure he's got the best position for these penalties to take his photos as well.
He relishes moments like this, Antonis Paconis. Check out the Instagram after.
I think for those watching, not watching, at home, because this isn't live, will be surprised when they see in brackets penalties on Pagonis's post.
Here's Craig Goodwin up first. The captain of the Reds, and of course Socceroo, scored at a World Cup. And goes bottom right and scores his first for the Reds.
An interesting first penalty taken on McNamara. Not one you usually see.
Did take one in the Federation Cup semi-final.
There you go.
Do you reckon there's any trash talk happening at this point?
Look, it does look like there might be, but I don't think Noah's letting that get into his head.
In that penalty shootout, Noah did go about the top right on the opposite side of the pitch. Will he do the same here? Just about.
1-1.
Ben Falami up next for Adelaide United. Scored his one and only goal last season against the Glory late on in the season. It ended up being a loss.
Got that memorable assist against Man United as well.
Yes, of course, that too. Former Ipswich man converts his penalty well once again.
What an experience that would have been for Ben, and I think Jay Barnett was included in that famous clip when they linked up, and it was the cut back to Economides, I think, who is now at MacArthur.
Santiago Tabarez is the one up next. It's almost like a golf applause after every penalty that I've noticed. It's a very polite applause. The Colombian on this one. One of Playford's main men. Just gets it past.
Bit of a stutter in that run-up, but a great pen overall.
Which is what you want from your South Americans, I think.
100%.
Brody Burkett next up. As you said, missed the latter half of the season with an injury.
I think this spot kick is pretty familiar to him, nothing new for him. I know as a teammate of his, I'm always confident when he steps up to the spot.
Don't jinx him.
Let's hope not.
Up against Ostrike once again. Has a penalty save in his bag. Burkett does have a goal though. Gets it underneath him. Again, just very tight penalties.
Look, it's gone in, but I don't think he looks too happy with the way he's hit that. Looking down maybe a little bit at the penalty spot, but it's hit the back of the net, which is the only thing that matters.
Mark Marino up next. Campbelltown City striker. The only Campbelltown player to make it into this All-Stars team. Just missed out on finals for the first time in a while this season, did Campbelltown. Didn't play a full season, either did Marino, but has an opportunity here to make himself known against one of his former employers in the A-League, also formerly of Melbourne City. Here's Marino. It's a good penalty to the bottom right.
I hear his side's doing a little bit of recruiting at the moment as well.
Yeah, I think that's the word going around, but it's definitely something that they would be looking to do. I think there were a team like Comets who's in that transitional phase at the moment and kind of hit rock bottom as a club, because I can't remember the last. I don't think I've been around since. I don't think I've been in the NPL and Campbelltown have ever missed out on finals.
Dylan Paris on this one, the former Western Sydney Wanderer. It's a strong penalty. I think that one was down the middle. Again, with United taking this penalty first, the pressure continues to go upon the All-Stars each time. 4-3 at the moment. The Wave United. This is the fourth penalty for the All-Stars.
Keeping us guessing the whole way through.
Noah Smith here.
I've got to give it to Noah and Louis. They must have had a bit of a strenuous night last night at Prezzo's. Maybe a bit boring, but they're here today.
Another former Red. Noah Smith tries the Panenka and doesn't get it past Smits.
You know what? I really like that. I really do like that, but similar to the situation during the week at training, I was explaining. That's what Brody Burkett tried doing to Josh, and it was the same outcome.
I was just thinking straight after that, yeah, he wasn't going to let that happen twice in 1 week, possibly.
I don't think so.
So Ostrike needs to save here to continue this penalty shootout. 4-3 the Wave United. This will be 5-3. And in turn will win the Reds the shootout if converted by Ryan White. And he does do well. And for the second year, the All-Star game goes towards the way of the A-League side. But certainly not without good competition.
Definitely was an enjoyable match. And thanks for having me, guys. This was enjoyable to watch with yous and speak about some points, and hoping to be here this time next year again.
Or playing.
Yeah,
probably, preferably for yourself.
Playing.
As much as we have enjoyed you having on this side of the fence.
It's been so enjoyable, I've even forgotten I'm a player. So.
No, it has. It's been a fantastic atmosphere all today. It almost feels like a really intense game of backyard football.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Everyone's relaxed, having a good time, and you just, seeing everyone have some fun. So
100%.
And all in the name of a good cause supporting charity as well. So, we got to see a little bit of late drama with the penalties. It went the distance, nice and close as well. So,
yeah, you know what? Why end it on a draw when you can do a shootout? So.
That's what we all wanted.
100%.
A great event here today for both this game and the A-League Women's game before. United doing the double, but both sets of All-Stars taking them close in the end. Simon and Vinko, thank you for joining me. Been a pleasure for the last time this year as well. Season now over for the NPL, State League 1, State League 2, WNPL, WSL, which means we have no jobs for the next couple of months. So thank you for enjoying the season with us. We'll see you in 2026. I've been Seb O'Neill. Full-time score here in the RAA NPLSA All-Stars match against Adelaide United. Full-time score 2-2. But Adelaide United win the game 5-3 on penalty shootout.